Approximately 1 million people die each year from suicide. Suicide is a subject many are afraid to talk about or even acknowledge. But how do we not talk about one of the leading causes of death? What drives so many individuals to take their own lives? To those who are not in the grips of suicidal depression and despair, it is difficult to understand what drives so many individuals to take their own lives. But a suicidal person is in so much pain that he or she can see no other option. Suicide is a desperate attempt to escape suffering that has become unbearable. Blinded by feelings of self-loathing, hopelessness and isolation, a suicidal person can see any way of finding relief except through death. But despite their desire for the pain to stop, most suicidal people are deeply conflicted about ending their own lives. They wish there was an alternative to suicide, but they just can't see one. Most suicidal individuals give warning signs or signals of their intentions. For instance, talking about killing or harming oneself, talking or writing a lot about death or dying, and seeking out things that could be used in a suicide attempt, such as weapons and drugs. The best way to prevent suicide is to recognize these warning signs and know how to respond if you spot them. If you believe that a friend or family member is suicidal, you can play a role in suicide prevention by pointing out the alternative, showing that you care, and getting a doctor or psychologist involved. To everyone out there who struggles with suicidal thoughts each second, I want you to know that you're not in this alone. I don't know you, but I know something about you. I know that you are tired. I know you live with demons, one that is loud and close. I know how relentless they are in their pursuit of you. I know that you spend your days trying to silence them and your nights trying to hide from them and the hell they put you through. Most of all, I know how hard you work to hide it all, to pretend you're fine, to paint a convincing smile upon your face, and to act as if all is well with your battered soul. I know that all this has left you exhausted, that you've numbered yourself and hurt yourself and starved yourself in the hope that your voice will become silent and the fist will be lifted and you can finally breathe again. But there are so many reasons to choose living over suicide. Making an effort to deal with our problems can make us aware of how strong we really are. Life's challenges don't exist only to upset us. They exist so that we understand ourselves better and get to know who we really are. We live to discover something about ourselves, of which we are not aware. To live is to look at ourselves in the mirror and discover a message of love in our own eyes. To live is to allow ourselves to fall in love with someone, with something, or with life itself. Death is waiting for each of us anyway. Why calling it before our time? I want you to say no to suicide. Approximately 1